We're back with the SG project. A guitar that has looked very ropey at times. So I've finished the lacquering. So yeah, where did I end up? I can't remember what you heard before. We got the blushing out. The didn't go with any more nitrocellulose lacquer. So I went and applied water-based over the top of the nitrocellulose that was left, the clear that was left. And it's come out looking quite nice. As you can see, there's a nice shine to it, but it's not perfectly smooth. You can still see kind of brush marks, the odd dust bump and stuff. So it's been sitting for, I think it's been 2 weeks since I've done anything with this. I gave it a wet sand to sort of knock the top off things, and then managed to sand through in a few spots. So went back and applied some more coats. So yeah, there's more to do. I don't know whether I'm going to need more coats, because I think this has had at least 3 or 4 coats of lacquer on top of the wet sanding. So I don't know. I'd like to not have to do any more, but if I find that I'm going to, so the next stage is to wet sand, try and smooth it out and see whether we can get towards the high gloss, because I would like this to be, my attempt would be to get a shiny gloss type of finish. Don't know whether that's going to be possible, but we'll give it a go. So it's looking a really nice colour. I'm really happy with the colour and the shininess of it, but I did want to get a shiny gloss finish just to attempt doing it. So there we go. So that's the next job, but I am not going to submit you to another wet sanding video. Some of you may be sad about that. I have a feeling that my 3 subscribers now, we are going places. Yeah, for those of you who have watched the last video on the SG, well done. I think I managed to, be speeding bits of it up, I managed to get it down by about 25 minutes, but still, as I warned at the start, there was a lot of wet sanding. So I'm not gonna do another wet sanding video. You've seen how I wet sand. I don't think there's anything that I am teaching that you can't find somewhere else. So yes, I'm not going to wet sand. I'm not going to do another wet sanding video, so I'll show you the result. But yeah, so we've got kind of streaks from the paintbrush that need to come out. So we're going to try and do that. So this is the next thing to do here. I'm really pleased the headstock logo has kind of sunk in nicely, really sunk in well. You couldn't tell that it's a decal now, which I just assumed with the SG, with the Les Paul I did last time. I just didn't go over it enough with the Trewel. I didn't lay the Trewel on thick enough, not enough coats. But this is, yeah, it's kind of sunk in and it actually looks like a proper logo. So I'm really pleased with it. There's lots of lacquer in the holes, so I think I'm going to need to do some very careful drilling to open these holes back up again. But I think that's probably to be expected. And my kind of stuffing so I found that the lacquer would drip through the tuner holes and sort of cause trouble on the side that I wasn't looking at, because I was doing it, one side, flip it over, do that side, let it dry, blah blah blah. And I was finding that I'd get like massive lumps of lacquer coming through. So I stuck some paper in the holes, but actually it looks quite hard and is sealed in. So there's probably going to be some mess to get out there. But thankfully, tuner holes are tuner holes once you've punched through them, and they are, they're a hidden bit of the guitar. So fingers crossed, we'll be all right. And then yeah, the lacquer's got quite hard around some of the masking tapes. So hopefully this will all come off the fretboard when it comes time to do it, and then I'll probably just need to sand the edge. But I still haven't done the finishing work, the fret finishing, so I'll be going across it with a fret end beveling file anyway. So hopefully we'll tidy that up. But yeah, looking nice. I mean, I'm really pleased with how the water-based lacquer has turned out. It's just I need to find an alternative way to do the stain and then the lacquer. So whether we need to go like an oil-based stain and then the water-based lacquer, because I really like the water-based lacquer because I can do it inside. I don't need to go outside and spray. But yeah, I need to find another way to do the colour underneath. Hopefully I can find some way of doing that, because it would be nice to be able to do things like the Encore Strat and the P bass without having to worry about the weather and spraying in. I can't spray indoors. I just don't have the space to dedicate a spray booth in the house. So yeah, we'll see. So I will come back to you. I'm going to get on with this now. I will come back to you with a result, either a nice glossy shiny guitar, or at least something that's got less orange peel, or Tales of Woe, and we'll probably have to go back and lay a load of lacquer on top. because I'm not sure how many coats. I think it was sort of 3 the first time, then I did the wet sanding, managed to sand through it in a couple of places like the edges, and then and then I think it was 3 or 4. I tried to I sort of spent an evening every half an hour going back and doing another side, or and just keep going. I think the neck has probably had more, because the neck is only do that side and do the sides, let it dry, do that, do that and the sides. So the sides have probably got kind of double, which is what I was hoping for, because I want kind of thick coverage on the corners. But also I think when I did it, I was sanding too hard. So I think when I was doing it, I was using my fingers and the wet sanding paper, which I think is a big no-no. So I'm going to do the next one with a sponge. Yeah, when I talk about the wet sanding, I'm not talking about the wet sanding in the video where I cured the blushing. It's the wet sanding that has happened to smooth the water-based since then that I didn't film. So yeah, I think I need a sponge or a rubber block or something, just kind of gently. I think I was probably pushing too hard. So hopefully that's the cause of me burning through. Because I'm looking and people are doing wet sanding with sort of 2 coats of True Oil and 2 coats of lacquer. So yeah, I'm hoping that's the reason. So there we go. That's what I'll do. So there will be an update soon, hopefully with success. And maybe if that works, then crikey, we might be close to getting some fret, moving on to something else, moving on to actually putting things on it, or making it, getting it closer to being ready. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it looks. I haven't actually compared it with the pictures recently, the original pictures of the Epiphone SG that I had, I think, in the first video. But this is it's looking nice. I think I really like it. It's going as I hoped. We've been around the houses a bit, but we are getting there. So yeah, onward. So I'll catch you in a bit. Right then, I'll bring up Mr. Shaky Cam for this bit. So I spent the morning couple of hours wet sanding this. So as you can see, there's still orange peel in it where the grain had sunk. So you can see it shining brightly there. More glossy still where the lacquer is in the hole. So looking at this, I think there's still a lot of it, and I don't really want to go too much further. I think I'm going to add a bit more, just a bit more lacquer to this. It's looking pretty smooth though. It's nice. It's come up nice. I don't think I've sanded through anywhere on the body. So yeah, a few more coats of lacquer on there, I think. Then the neck, the headstock looking good. That's all flat and smooth, quite smooth around there. Looking pretty good. But I'm going to do the neck as well. Again, it's really thin on the shoulder there, on the shoulder of on the sides of the heel. I mean, this one doesn't matter. This beginning line doesn't matter, but this one does because it shows up. Because I think the end of the body is there. So yeah, that one will show up. So I'm going to have to put some more on there. Really try and lay the lacquer on. So I think I'm going to have to go back and have another go, which I'm a bit disappointed about. But I thought about it, and it's kind of I don't want to know that I didn't do enough. So yeah, we go back. We're going to lay some more lacquer on. I mean, if you compare, I was thinking about it, and the comparison between how this looked between the first layers of the water-based lacquer and then the wet sanding, in terms of the sort of these pock marks here, and the grain where the red dropped into the grain, the difference was massive. So hopefully this is the last time. So if we do another, I don't know, 3-4 coats on top of this and then wet sand that, hopefully we will be there. So that just about brings us up to date on the SG. So there we go. I've got more lacquering and then wet sanding to do. So wish me luck.